What's up, guys? Welcome to a very exciting episode of the Boo Project. Today, I got an awesome guest with you guys, someone who's done a lot of great things. This is Xander Bangz.
Yeah, how's it going, people? What up? What up? Straight out of Dallas, Texas.
Going straight from Texas. First guest on here from Texas. It's
Oh no,
awesome.
shit. Hell yeah. Yeah, I appreciate you guys having me for sure.
Don't take a moment, tell everyone kind of what you do.
Yes, sir. Yep. I'm like I said, I'm a rap artist out of Dallas, Texas. Just recently released my new album. It's called Watch This. About a month ago, we got some new music videos on the way soon, some unreleased bonus tracks, some shows coming up, things like that. So just trying to keep it rolling.
Awesome. I love to hear it. Great. So I gotta ask, are you like from Dallas then?
Yes, sir. Yep. Born and raised. I've moved around a bit. I stayed in New Orleans for a bit and Denver, Memphis briefly. But most of my time I've been in Dallas. Yep.
So what was it like growing up for you then?
Man, there's a lot of things going on here, man. It's really like it's like basically whatever you're looking for, you'll find. I was decent in school, but I was type of kid that honestly I spent a lot of my time skipping to make music. Man, I was good at school, but it was like almost too easy. I would get bored and I don't know. I was a little wild when I was younger, running around with like a normal teenager, I suppose. But there's a lot of, as I've gotten older, there's a lot of good opportunities here, especially with the music business. So that's something I've tried to focus on and try to draw myself towards more as I'm getting, like I said, I'm getting older. I'm becoming more mature, growing up a little bit, trying to take things more seriously. So, but overall, man, I love Dallas. I love Texas. It's a great atmosphere. It's a great, anything you want to do. It's not just music, but, there's a lot of opportunities out here. Like I said, whatever you're looking for, you will find it here.
That's awesome. That definitely sounds like a great place to be and definitely the kind of spot someone would want to grow up.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's got a lot of benefits, I'd say.
So I guess trying to think for a second. It's a little hard. Doctor gave me muscle relaxers.
Right.
So I guess what kind of ended up pulling you into the music and kind of got you started there?
Yeah, man. I guess I could go back to my childhood. Really, is man, I was about 5 or 6 years old. My uncle got he installed some new subwoofers in his car when I was about 5. So he just started, we would always hang out, go to the movies and stuff, and he would play his freaking, Tupac, 50 Cent, all the old school shit, Dr. Dre, all that shit, Snoop Dogg, and man, in those subs, man, I don't know if that's what it was that really like locked me in or but man, I was just like, man, I fell in love with music, especially rap music, in that time. And growing up as a kid, I always wanted to be a rapper. I would make I would take my grandma's camcorder and pretend I was like a famous rapper, making music videos and doing MTV cribs and shit. And then so I started trying to write. I would say trying to write. It didn't really make much sense. I was like 6 or 7, but it just grew from there. I just kept doing that. And also poetry and writing, like writing contests in school. I was always, I would always win those contests, the short stories and stuff like that. And so, yeah, man, as I got older, I just kept doing it. And I would actually, I didn't, at first I was ashamed. I was like embarrassed that about and I wouldn't show anybody, wouldn't tell anybody. Only a couple of my friends knew about it. And one day the school bully was going through, he just seen my notebook and he picked it up and he just started reading. And he was like, what is this? And I was like, man, it's just some stuff I wrote. And he was like, I thought he was about to punk me out and make me look bad. And he was all like, dude, this is pretty hard, bro. And so I was like, oh, for real? And so everybody, that's when I guess I came out as like everybody, like, this is my coming out story as a rapper. So everybody's like, oh yeah, and then I realized, like, wow, okay, man, I'm better than I thought. So I started taking it more serious. And, it's been an up and down journey, growing up and everything. As an adult, like I said, man, I was a little bit wild. I've had some stuff, sidetrack me a little bit as far as like legal situations and stuff. I actually just got out. I only did 1 year. I got out of prison about the beginning of 2025, which kind of derailed me a little bit. But I guess it gave me a good time to sit down and really think about what do I really want to do with my life. And so since I got out, I've been going as hard as I can, doing shows, dropping albums, to doing everything I can, to maximize my opportunity.
That's awesome, man. I'm glad that that kind of gave you the time to sit down, figure out, really what you want to do, where you want to be.
Yep.
That's a great thing. I mean, that's a good,
Yeah.
Not a great thing to go there, but a great way
Yeah.
to use the
There's
time.
a lot of growing up. Yeah, it was important for sure.
And sadly, it sucks when you need that. We hope that we don't
Yeah.
end up needing it, but I mean,
Yeah.
it did a lot of good for you, obviously.
Yeah. It's all about, it's like, it's your mindset. You can take any situation. It's up to you what you're going to do with it. So I'm just trying not to waste any more time,
Yeah, I get that. I'm the same way already. And I mean, I'm a bit younger than you, and I'm ready to just lock in and take off.
Right. Hell yeah. Yep. You got to keep pushing.
So, I mean, who are your biggest inspirations when it comes to music and stuff?
Man, music, man, there's a lot of people. I've got a lot of this is the crazy part is growing up. A lot of these people or not a lot, but a few of these people I'm going to list are people I've actually, had been blessed to work with, do shows with. I got some features, I can't reveal it yet, but I got some pretty big features coming from some people that I grew up listening to that, were kind of like my heroes. I got to give a shout out to my boy Wild Bill out in Fort Worth. He's holding it down for Dallas, Texas, for the DFW. Man, Dizzy Wright, Logic. Man, there's so many. I mean, Eminem, of course, is like, everybody, you got to have that, throw that one in there. Tupac. I mean, like, I could sit here and list names for days.
That's fair. So I guess out of those, who would you say kind of influenced your sound the most?
My sound man, my sound is kind of it's like a mashup of it's not, man, I couldn't really peg it on one specific like influence or sound, but I'd say more of the underground, like old school Logic, like mixtape Logic, like I said, Dizzy Wright, people like that, I'm underground sound,
Yeah.
trying to have, but like to have some substance with it as well, not just like a mindless, I'm trying to say something, you know what I mean?
Exactly. You're trying to send a message out into the world.
Yes, absolutely. Yep.
It's a good thing to do, and it's a great goal to have.
Yes, sir. Yep. And we got coming up on the 4th of July weekend, we got a show coming on the 3rd, Haltom City Theater down here in Texas. Be opening up for the Dallas legend Tum Tum. He's really highly regarded in the city, and he's actually one of my influences as well. If you want to go back to classic Dallas music and things like that, Mo 3, the city, basically a lot of people out of the city as well. My boy CJ Dippa, he's gonna be. We got a track coming. He came off of America's Got Talent. We got a track coming. He's gonna be at the show as well. So I'm really excited about that stuff all coming right now.
That's awesome, man. I'm really happy to hear you got all this going on. I mean, I've seen you get booked a lot. You're always doing something.
Yeah, man, just staying active, networking with people. That's why I was like, man, I'd love to come on the show and do a little interview and see, just chop it up and see what we can do. So yeah, and like I said, man, I see you working as well. So that's why I was interested. That's why I wanted to reach out to you. So and like I said, I appreciate you guys having me.
Oh, of course. I'm happy to have you on here. I was getting ready to start reaching out to people again. I was thinking about reaching out to you, and on the same day, you just happened to message me.
No shit. Yeah, there you go. That's that energy, that synchronicity coming into play.
Exactly. So
go ahead.
So you've done a lot of shows. What would you say is probably like the biggest that you've been on?
The biggest one was last year. I did Smoke Fest 2025 with Dizzy Wright and Josh Heinrichs. And there was actually a lot of great artists there. That event right there was a lot of people already. There's I don't know how many people over the weekend. It was a festival. It was a weekend, so there's probably like 400 or 500 people. But so, man, I made so many connections just going down there. That was kind of why I did it. I mean, of course, I'm going to do shows anyways. But I mean, like, I was really, like I said, I had just got out of prison beginning of last year. So I was really, bro, I was just making tracks on BandLab on my cell phone, and I was like, man, I don't even know if this shit's gonna be, if they're gonna even accept it. But I was able to, connect with some people, some producers that were able to do some mixing for me and set me up with some better situation for my records. And yeah, man, from there, man, I've met so many people that I still work with to this day that I'm still doing stuff with just from that show alone. So I'm super thankful, super grateful for that opportunity. That was one of the best shows, one of the most fun shows I've been a part of.
Well, I understand that. I mean, my first show, everything from that show is just taken off. I mean, even like the lineup on the festival I host, a lot of it are guys from that show.
Right. Yeah. That's why I tell people, man, a young artist, man, just keep networking, keep talking to people.
Exactly. If I would have done that in the beginning, I probably could have been performing before I was 2 years in.
Right. Same. Yeah. I know. And man, like I said, I should have been doing this fucking 10 years ago, man. If I wasn't, wanting to be a gangster in front, running around acting crazy, but you live and you learn and stuff. But yeah, man, that's like I said, bro, that's like really the most important thing is to, because you can do a show. And you can do a podcast, you can do an interview, you can be on a fucking radio. But if you don't, you have to, you got to, I try to maximize that opportunity because it's not just like, oh, people are going to see me and I'm going to get views in this. I think about who, the people you're going to meet there. Don't think about just today, think about down the road in the future, because that's what this is supposed to be a long, a game of longevity, so try to keep the train rolling.
And I feel like that's where a lot of people fail is like they're looking for that 15 minutes or 15 seconds instead of longevity.
Yeah.
And they're looking for that little burst of TikTok fame, but it never holds
quick and easy and not, minimal effort. You got to stay hustling all day, every day. If you really want to make it with this shit, if you really want to, do something, you got to keep working. Even when you don't, man, I try to every day, bro. I stay, active as much as I can, even when I'm tired. But just got to keep rolling.
Exactly, just got to keep rolling, stay active, keep doing your thing. So, what's your? I guess, kind of like, how does your process work for making a song? Do you start with the beat, the lyrics?
Or... That's it's different every time, and also depending on who I'm working with. So this album we just made, it was sort of just like, man, we were just chilling in the studio and my boy just started making some beats and I just stood up and I was like, because I was, I don't remember exactly, I was just chilling there. It wasn't really like, oh, hey, we're going to go and record in this. It was just, man, I just stood. I was like, damn, that shit's hard. I was like, hey, let me jump in, something like that. And I was like, actually, I think this will fit a verse that I wrote. And there's actually a couple songs that I wrote to different beats that I ended up fitting it in better with the new beats that I had. And yeah, man, it's really like you just sit down and kind of get in the vibe and feel, I try not to force it. Like if you're not, usually I don't have to, don't feel like I have to, but I try not to force it, just let it come naturally. And that's usually when the best results come from. But there are a lot of times where I'll just have, like 100, or maybe, 20 pages of just different verses, different hooks, different things that I wrote. And then, if I'm at home, like say if I'm not in the studio, if I'm just at the house, then, I'll listen to, the beat on loop and go through each verse that I think might go well. And just pick which one, works. And sometimes I just write the lyrics from scratch, but usually I have so much already written that I have prepared. It just depends, though. There are certain tracks that you kind of have to write specifically for. So it's just like, yeah, it's different with every track. And it's really different with every project, every album or mixtape or whatever. It's really, and I try to be intentional, like doing it that way. Like, because I want to create like a certain, I don't want them all to be the same, but I want them to be good. So I want to create a specific vibe for each project that's like that, that stands out, that's recognizable. And yeah, so I'm just trying to, and also a lot of experimenting. Like my buddy is a dubstep DJ, and I was like, dude, do you think you could? I just had to make some remixes to some of my tracks that I'm gonna make them bonus tracks for the album. They're unreleased right now. The first one comes out June 1st. But man, it was so freaking badass the way he did this, and that's like, bro, there's really no limit to what you can do with music. As long as you have an open mind and you're willing to put in the work, you'll be. I've been amazed by the stuff I've been able to be a part of.
Yeah, I mean, you're a part of so many things too, and yeah, there's a lot, like you were saying, a lot that goes into all of this.
Yes, sir.
I mean, the process, yeah, just like you, for me, it's constantly differing.
Yep.
So does a lot of your inspiration kind of like come from your real life or things you see, or like where does your most inspiration come from?
Yeah, for sure. I'd say like my music is a soundtrack for my life. The things I'm experiencing and feeling and where I'm at the time, but I try to, well, I don't say I try, but it's usually written in a way that can be applicable to anybody. Like I have songs about getting motivated, doing work, doing this music stuff, but you can take that and apply it to whatever the hell you do. You're fucking you're a landscaper, you do construction, you fucking you do crypto, whatever your hustle is, you can take that inspiration and vibe with it just the same. So I try to make it I want my music to be able to be played by anybody, anywhere, to be able to relate and make a connection to, because that's usually the music that impacts you the most. Is usually the what you can relate to, what you can connect to, and I want people to see, if I'm just like anybody else. So if I don't think you can't do something, because, and like I said, man, I got a long way to go, but I am living my dream to just to be able to live and make music. Even if nobody listened to it, I would still do it. And so I just try to project that sort of a message out to people.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's how it works. I'm so out of it. I'm trying to come up with a response as I'm saying.
Yeah, you're good.
These meds, man.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I really get the whole thing of like making when no one's listening, because that's what I was doing for the longest time, putting my all into something that maybe one or two people might have opened.
Right. Yep, for sure. You got to start somewhere.
But I mean, it didn't make it any less worth it. Not at all.
Absolutely. Exactly. Yeah, man, when I was locked up, sitting in my cell, man, and I had there was nobody listening, but it's the only way I could keep my sanity was writing and, motivating myself, trying to, keep a filter through my, of positivity to try, and that's like in any situation, wherever I'm at, I try, music is just my outlet. It's like my therapeutic process. So, and like I said, music might not be your thing specifically for whoever, each individual person who's listening, but you can definitely apply it in whatever aspect you want to.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, music's such like a universally applicable thing, and it's just a very good thing to have.
Yeah, it's I think it's vital to society and culture. Music and art go hand in hand together. Think if that not everybody wants to make music, but think if there was no music. Think if we didn't have art. Think about the architecture of buildings or fucking the wallpapers, and everything would just be black and gray, or just bland
and cube shaped.
Yeah. Cookie cutter, bunch of just like robotic looking, just no originality, no humanity.
Yeah, it looked like if AI made the world, basically.
Yeah. Yeah, like a bit like an AI model of a fucking of a hospital or some shit.
Uh, and I mean, art does so much more too. I mean, helps people just to escape for even the tiniest, inkling of a second from
Right.
their reality.
Yep. Yep. Absolutely. That's actually one of my biggest inspirations. I can say is my other. I have two uncles. My uncle I spoke of earlier that introduced me basically to rap music, and then my other uncle is he's a career painter. He's a professional painter. He does murals all over Dallas. He just did a mural in Independence, Missouri for the World Cup. It's just a beautiful mural of says Independence, and that all the letters are a different like flowers or I can't remember exactly, but yeah. So he's always inspired me as an artist. He does music too to a degree, but not. He's mainly a painter. But he influenced me. He inspired me to really to like the artistic aspect of it, the love of what you're doing, and the passion that you get from it. And I've actually gone with him a few times. I've helped him paint a few murals around the city. I've actually got a music video coming this summer that I'm doing a mic drop with Jeff Adair, who is he's a videographer for Mo3. He's done work for Yellow Beezy, a bunch of people like that. So he's real popular in the city, really loved out here. And so yeah, I want to do my mic drop right in front of my uncle's mural that in Deep Ellum, which is the arts and entertainment district of downtown, basically. It's super cool. I'll send you some pictures later. But I'm really excited about that actually. And that's why I like to put, people that put me on or inspire me that were here, from all the way from the beginning like that. I like to, promote them as well, so people will see my video, but then they'll look back and they're like, dude, look at this fucking painting back there. Like, whoa, dude, like, where is that? So I always like, try to shout people out and give credit, try not to forget anybody.
Yeah. I mean, it's really hard when you have so many people who have done so many awesome things too, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely, bro. I'm really blessed. Like 5 years ago, I was in a bad situation. I was like not making music. I was depressed. I was in a bad relationship and stuff. I was like, man, I had no idea. I'm so glad that I made it to this point. Because if I would have stayed in that state, if I would have just like let life beat me up, then I would have never been able to do all this cool shit and meet all these cool people. And it's like I said, man, I'm blessed more than I deserve.
I mean, I feel the same way because I've done so many bad things and stuff. I'm not gonna. And now it's like I turned around a little bit, and now I have all of these great things like being thrown at my face, pretty much.
Right. Yes, absolutely, exactly, bro. It's like there's a light at the end of the tunnel. If you just keep pushing, you will see. It doesn't sound great at the time, and man, I didn't believe it, but I went with it anyways, and I'm glad that I did.
Exactly. I'm glad you did too. I don't think we'd have such great music from you if you weren't, on this path you are on now.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I appreciate that too, for sure. Yeah, and it's the same thing, bro. It's like y'all are just, everybody who's showing support is just as important as me making, without y'all, without everybody else, I'm, like I said, I would still do it, but just be like rapping to the wall or something,
Yeah, exactly. It's just crazy. So I was trying to think of another question. I guess kind of like, what was like your favorite one to work on? Your favorite thing to work on?
Man, let me think, bro. It's there's so many each project and each each song, its period is has such like a different story, like a different like meaning to me at the time in my life. I guess really the one that was the most fun was this last album. Watch This album, which by the way, y'all can all you got to do is Google Xander Bangz Watch This and it'll pop up for YouTube or Spotify. But yeah, bro, honestly, I had a lot of, because like I said, bro, we weren't really trying to force anything. It wasn't like, oh, I'm paid you for this studio time, so I'm here and we're gonna do this. Like, no, I just kind of like we just started making the music, and we were just really feeling it, really enjoying. We were having fun. We were having fun, just chilling. Really, it wasn't even, it doesn't even feel like work. And that's when the best music comes out. And those are really not just the most enjoyable, but probably the best songs, mostly the best music that I've come out with so far. And and I'm not to say that I don't have some other good stuff too, but man, like whenever I was able to link up with this producer and get in the studio and do the, we really struck gold. I feel like we really had something that I don't think I might not ever even make something like that again. I don't know. It was just very unique and very, very enjoyable. It was not like, like I said, it wasn't a deadline. It wasn't like a business transaction. It was just two dudes having fun. And it was awesome. So super stoked about that.
I mean, honestly, just two people having fun is the best format for making a project, because it's when like the most just real you can truly come out into something.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, man. And like, man, I've been blessed to work with and I'm not talking, speaking negatively on other experiences. Like I've had things that I won't say it was like a business transaction, but it was I don't even want to say work, you know what I mean? But it was sort of like a like organized, I guess, is what, like an organized transaction, an organized situation, rather than just like, yo, I'm here, let's do it, which is not to say, I mean, they both, I'm proud of anything that any work I put out, I stamp my name on. I'm still proud of the work for sure, but this was definitely a unique experience that we had making this one.
Yeah, and it's always nice to have that type of experience, that's just, you chill out, you make something, and like always when you get a different experience making a project, I understand that feeling is awesome, because it's like,
yeah,
oh, there's a whole other side to this again.
Exactly. Yeah. It's like, man, I thought I already turned over every rock. I thought I already had cover. I thought, I won't say I've done it all, but I thought I had, I didn't realize how little I've really actually been able, experienced or grasped that, that's coming in the future. And that just like that, it's like blows my mind, like the possibilities of, like I said earlier, bro, there really are no limits. If you whatever you want to do or however you want to do it, it's unbelievable how many different ways you can make a project, how many different ways it can turn out. I feel like just the way that even up to now, I don't think I'll ever make two projects that'll be exactly the same, which is a good thing. That's because, as going through life and changing and evolving over time, as your life, you do the same thing with your music and your experiences. I don't want to just do the same thing over and over and over forever. So, and it's like anything you do, new experiences are always exciting and intriguing. And I try to keep it fresh. And the same thing for the people listening. I try to keep it fresh so that, and I'm not hating on some people that have a particular sound, but some people, it feels like I'm just listening to the same song over and over. And I can get that way sometimes. I guess I have like little styles and stuff, but I try to be original, I try to mix it up. And I try to keep my mind fresh too, with, everything that I do. Just try to keep it, don't let it get too boring. Keep people watching.
Yeah, I mean, you can't be too bored making the same thing over and over again. That's kind of like what pushed me to try and do something totally different. And turns out I like it more.
Right. Right. I was in the past, I would be maybe hesitant or a little scared to branch out and try different sounds and experiment with things. I thought like I just had to make trap music. I just had to be, thugging and shit. But like, now really like I man, like look at all this other shit, this underground, this indie sound, this fucking dubstep we got going. A lot of really cool stuff that I guess I'd say this album, is opened a lot of doors for me, and that not just like meeting people and connections, networking, but also like opening the door of my potential as an artist in the future. Because now that I can go off, I can draw from this as inspiration as well as other things, and it opened my mind a lot to think of it in a different light, to approach the process, not always the same way. You don't have to do it. You know, you don't always have to do. You don't have to follow a step-by-step guide to write a song. You know, and that's the fun part.
Yeah, and I mean the thing is, everyone seems to think there's like steps to writing a song. It's like no, most of the time it just happens.
Yeah, there's videos. I've seen these videos on YouTube and stuff. So it's like how to come up with a hit song. It's like, bro, the way to do that is to not watch this video and to just fucking do. And I'm not saying, you know, there's a lot of good informative, instructional, type videos and stuff out there, but you know, I try to be fresh. I try to be original. I try not to follow a cookie cutter formation, because I mean, I don't feel like I really need to anyways. I know people that, like, we were just talking about this the other day, like somebody was like, yeah, man, I use AI to write, you know, write bars and stuff. He said he doesn't write the whole song, but I'm like, bro, I can't, I just, first of all, I don't need to do that. And just second of all, I would rather write something myself and it's, you know, I have to work at it and it sucks and I have to get better at it than let somebody, you know, follow some other pattern or something else basically do it for me. Like, there's a website called Rap Dictionary or something, and it's like you type in a line and it'll give you like all these words that'll rhyme for it or something. I mean, that's cool for, like, you know, when you're getting started and stuff to get ideas, I guess. But it's just not something I'm interested in, I guess. And not to say that it can't be useful, but that's just the way I approach it.
Yeah, I mean, I get that. I don't even understand like using other tools. I mean, when you think about it enough, you'll figure out exactly what you're looking for on your own.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, that's coming from me. I've been writing for fucking, you know, like I said, I was like 5, 6, 7 years old. So I've been doing this for 20 something years, writing anyways. So, you know, it's almost like riding a bike. Like if you've never rode a bike before, you might need some training wheels that, you know, you'll eventually, you know, so that's, you know, not to say that anybody who's, you know, a new artist or interested, I'm not trying to discourage anybody, you know, from following that path. It's just not, you know, it's just, you know, to each their own. And that's what's great about music and art as well, is like no two people, especially artists are the most different people in the entire world. You'll never find two artists that do anything exactly the same way. So, and we wouldn't want to.
I don't know why people always want to find someone who sounds just like this person or just like that person or their art looks the same. It's like, no, you want those little differences. You want things to stand different.
Yes, exactly. That's the art. The beauty of art is, and that's the funny thing is in the media and like mainstream, the radio, TV and all that, everything is not everything, but a lot of it just sounds like the same shit over and over and over. And I guess that's to pander to like a more broader audience, I guess, that more basic. I honestly like, but you know, it is what it is. That's the interesting part of bringing together the industry, the business part of it, and the music and the art is always, you know, it's almost opposite, like polarizing concepts, is because to do business, you can't, you know, that's why there's people for that, you know, people, I don't do that part. I mean, I do, but like, I don't look at it like I'm working or like a business, you know, I you know, I treat it like an artist. That's why we have promoters and, you know, other professionals that do that stuff.
For some reason, I chose to do both.
Yeah. And that's super dope. You know, some people are able to do that. I'm just like super, like I said, I'm not, I can't even, it's almost hard to put it into words. Like I said, all artists are different. We're all very fucking complicated unnecessarily. Oh, yeah. So, but like I said, that's the fun part. That's what keeps it fresh and entertaining, keeps things original.
Yeah, and I love how everything's original. Everybody, you know, just is doing everything differently these days, and it's crazy to me.
That's true. That's true. Especially with, and like I said, for all the mainstream stuff, there's so many people now, and there's so many opportunities, and it's so much like more convenient to be able to make music and to be able to do stuff like that now with fucking technology and everything. So, you know, you don't have to, like, that's the great thing about this age now, is you don't have to be signed to Def Jam Records to make an album. You don't have to be found by fucking, by Jay-Z or some big A&R to be able to to develop your craft
It's like
and to be,
now
you
you
know,
don't
present
need a
yourself.
huge label to get on Amazon, Apple, Spotify. You
Yeah,
just need a few dollars, yourself, and a computer.
exactly. Yeah, and that's very important too. Is you do have to invest in yourself though, because if you don't, then nobody else will. And that's how, you know, a lot of people, you know, as an artist, bro, rappers spend a lot more money doing this shit than people probably realize. You got to pay for damn near everything you do. But in the end, that's the whole point of it, is to eventually those investments will come back to you. That, you know, you just got to keep pushing and you can't give up. You got to keep doing it every single day. You can't get lazy. You can't get tired or discouraged. You just got to keep pushing. And that's what I'm trying to do.
Yeah, I mean that's what we got to do. It looks like my computer's about to die. Is there anything you want to say to everyone before we hop off?
Shit, no, man. I appreciate you guys having me. Like I said, y'all can Google me, Xander Bangz. Watch this. That'll pop up for YouTube or Spotify. We got some new music videos coming soon. Got some shows coming up. Much love from Dallas, Texas. I appreciate you guys.
All right, everyone. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to check out Watch This by Xander Bangz, his new project, or Positive by me that dropped out Friday. I prefer the and option, not the or.
Right. Hell yeah.
It's all one love. Have a great day, everyone.
Sick. I appreciate you, bro.